Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are really new here, welcome. It's nice to meet you. And if you are a returning subscriber, how are you doing? Thanks for coming back. It's nice to see you again. Please stay and enjoy. So I'm going to be starting a level up series where I share advice on things that I wish I knew earlier, how to step into more of your confident self, and saying goodbye to fear and failure, and really embracing life and all that it has to offer. I'm hoping that this series could be something that is very impactful for you, and it's also going to be a reminder for the both of us, honestly. So I hope you do find this valuable, and you can always come back to it at any time, or even leave me a comment or a message. Check my Instagram, send me a DM, leave me a comment on under my pictures. I would love to engage and really help someone out there who needs a little bit of a reminder or some motivation. So let's get into the video. This is a level up series, and I will just give you 10 things that I wish I knew earlier. There are a few things that I just started to learn as I've been getting older, and I've kind of been holding dearly and trying to embed that into some of the values that I share. And I thought it would be a great way to kick off the series. So number one, the first thing that I really wish I knew earlier was to start prioritizing myself. This is an underrated advice because it's so easy for us to want to pour into everyone else around us and make sure that they are doing a-okay. But then I don't think we tend to remember that we as ourselves are human beings as well, and we can only give what it is that we have within us. So I think it's very important to take time to refuel yourself, whether it's mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, whatever it is. I think it's very important to try to pour into yourself first by doing things that you love, whether it's hobbies, taking care of yourself, taking yourself out, remembering that you are a person too, and you are just as important as the other people and everyone else that you are pouring into. You deserve to take up space, and you deserve to take ownership of your own well-being and not wait for anyone to do that for you. So if there's anything you want to take out of today, please prioritize yourself. And number two, I think for me is very important because, and I would say that about the other 10 things that I want to share with you, but the reason why number two is important is because I think it's very easy, especially as human beings, to have people in our lives that we look up to. But I think there's a disconnect within that kind of relationship point where we start to place these people on pedestals that honestly nobody should be on a pedestal. Nobody should be on a pedestal that is above you. Be it your parents, siblings, friends, mentors, whatever, your professional network, the CEO of any company. You shouldn't place anyone above yourself. And I think it also ties in with prioritizing yourself as well, because that on its own is a recipe for disaster. And having that much expectation of somebody honestly leads to just disappointment. So it's okay to look up to people and have people in your life that you aspire to be like, or have a form of influence on you. But you should also remember that these people are human beings too. So they're prone to mistakes. They're prone to disappointing you at some point in time. So it makes it easier if you place them on the same level as you are, and also grant them that level of grace and space. I think bringing people down to the level that you find yourself removes that expectations that we exert onto others, and it makes them seem a little bit more human. Number three, I wanted to really make this one clear. I tag it as your anxiety is not your reality. Your anxiety is not your reality. Just because you think it doesn't mean it is real. Everything that goes on up here is basically just my assumptions, and it's not true. It's not the true story as to what is going on in my reality. The reason I got so anxious was because once I started thinking a lot about whatever was troubling me at the time spiral into this rabbit hole of negativity, and that in turn tends to increase my heart rate and make me even more anxious and scared to approach things, even though like I imagine the worst case scenario, like it's not the case in reality. What I started doing to help me kind of challenge this anxious personality that I had was to start questioning myself. Every single time I found myself overthinking or overanalyzing, I would immediately catch myself in that thought, and I would ask myself, is this true? Why do you believe it to be true? Why do you think that this is happening this way? Why? And doing that made me just laugh at myself. That why are you thinking that the world revolves around you? Why are you thinking that the world is going to crumble? It's not that deep, honestly. It's really not. Sometimes you just let our thoughts become our reality. So maybe it actually happened because you were so into the thought that, you know, this is how it's gonna be, and it actually became like that. Try questioning yourself. Try asking yourself, why is it going on? Why am I thinking like this? Why do I believe this to be true? And I think starting off would be hard, but with time you slowly transition into realizing that your thoughts are not real, meaning that your anxieties are not your realities. So maybe try and see if that helps. And I really do hope it helps, because it did help me a lot, and I still implement that into my life to ask myself why. Number 4, get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Oh my goodness. If somebody had told me this when I was in my teenage years in secondary school, worrying about what my life would be like and being so afraid to take risks, my life would have been a little bit more different. But it's okay. I know now, and you know now too, that if you ever want to see drastic change in your life, you need to get comfortable with things that make you uncomfortable. Because if you keep shying away from the things that you're so scared to do, what people will think, your life is not going to change. It's going to be the same. I think life already on its own is so packed full of adventures, and why not take the risk and do that thing that you are so scared to do? Because that's what changes you, that's what challenges you, that's what causes you to grow. But looking back right now, it was only fear that was holding me back. And I think when you're starting off to try to get comfortable with things that make you uncomfortable, it's very hard. You might find yourself not feeling entirely like yourself. It comes with that anxiety as well. But I promise you, it's just like going to the gym and building on a muscle. If you keep doing it, if you keep going for the risky and really anxiety driven experiences, you will realize that that would become very normal and natural for you. Once you start, trust me, you're just going to be a junkie. You're going to be chasing after that experience because you grew out of it, or you got used to it, and now you're comfortable and you're looking for something else that will make you start growing again. Advice number 5: it's never too late to reinvent yourself. I say this because I used to be someone that is very shy, reserved. I had a very passive personality, and I made it a mission to try to identify those areas of my life that wasn't working well for me, wasn't doing anything for me, but keeping me in one place. I started making it a daily mission to ask myself, who do I see myself as? Who do I want to be? What do I want to become? I think those questions just kind of led me into editing my skill sets, editing my personality, and telling myself, especially when I would meet new people, that these people don't know me from anywhere. So this is your time to show up as someone that you really, really want to be. And that person, for me, started to be more consistent. It started to make me learn more about myself. And this is why I'm referring to reinventing yourself. Take time to get to know yourself as a person. Find out what it is that you like, what you don't like, what are you open to learning. And that comes with going into your day-to-day and actively really reading things that are uncomfortable for you. And by doing all of that, you tend to shed that your old self, or old traits that sort of made up who you were, and start to pick up new traits that are refining and redefining who you want to be. Yeah. Number 6 is a heavy one. You need to stop caring about what people think. And I say this in the nicest way. People, be it your family, your friends, your loved ones, your enemies, whatever, they will always have an opinion of whatever it is that you're doing, who you are, what you venture into. And those opinions may not always be kind of aligned with where you're going. And it might also be something that is dragging you down or leaving you stuck in the same place. It took me a while to stop caring about what people think. I mean, I still care about what people think. It's just now I take it with a grain of salt. I mean, I'm very open to listening to other people's opinions and asking myself, do I really want to adopt this into my life? If not, that's okay, you know? I think it's coming to the point where you start to edit rather than just take on everything that has been said to you. Pick and choose what you want to apply to your life, and all that pressure and expectation on what somebody has said will kind of lessen, and you feel more empowered to listen openly to what someone else has to say, agree or disagree with them, and see if it is that you want to adopt those changes into your life. If, for example, you wanted to start a business and someone around you was saying, I don't think you'd be good at it, please throw that one in the trash. We're not doing any naysayers or anybody who doesn't believe in us. You can choose to listen to it if you want to listen to. Me personally, I wouldn't listen to that. Maybe you can give your reasons why you think I wouldn't be successful at something, but then at the end of the day, I would decide for myself if I still want to go into that particular business, or if maybe I want to modify what my expectations are about the idea and see how I can still achieve a similar goal to what it is that I wanted. So I hope you take that with a grain of salt too, because this is also my opinion and it's what I feel like has helped me so far. Into number 7, don't be afraid to expand your network. I used to be the type of person who would find that one friend and stick to them like through thick and thin, whatever it is. And I'm not saying like that is bad. I'm just saying that I think the same way, you know, we talk about people coming to our lives for a season or for a reason or for long term or, you know, short term friendships. I think it's important to diversify the people that you have around you. Having just that one person in your life tends to bring a lot of expectations onto that other individual, even when, you know, that shouldn't be the case. I'll give you an example. If you had a friend who maybe you guys share similar interest in life, maybe you liked going to the movies, maybe you liked badminton, whatever it is, and you recently started enjoying going clubbing or going hiking, and you know you wanted to do it with that friend, but you realize that's not a similar thing that both of you share, and now you're in this kind of pickle where you don't have anyone else to go with because you just have that one friend. So do you kill that side of you that would love to try new things, stay where you are, or do you go and find people who share similar values with you and, you know, diversify that friendship group? It's an amazing thing to have friends who are into different things. That way you are never in a place where you don't have anyone to do these activities with, and you don't have anyone to talk to about different aspects of your life. I think it's very important to expand your network of people and make sure that the people around you are adding value to you just as much as you're adding value to them. So number 8 would be stop comparing yourself to anyone. We all have different timelines that we are engaging in. Just because you start something with someone doesn't mean that you're going to continue to be on that journey with that particular person. Stop comparing and adding all that pressure onto yourself for no reason at all. Focus on your own journey, focus on where you're heading to, focus on the amount of time you're spending on that particular thing, project, yourself, whatever it is, and keep kind of like a tunnel vision on where you want to be at. If somebody else is on the same racetrack as you, use it as an inspiration, use it to power your own projects and your own life. And don't focus on all that nitty gritty of, this person is doing better than me in this, and it dampens the entire experience. Honestly, if there's one thing that you take away from this level up series, is to stop comparing yourself to other people. It just does more harm than good in the long run. So number 9, oh my god, we've come this far, so let's finish off strong. Be values driven. An example of being value driven or value consistent is being accountable for all my actions in any way, shape, or form, on any role that I played within that entire scenario. I definitely keep this one close to my heart, and I know that whenever I step into situations where I have done something, whether it's wrong, it hurt the other person, I will always take accountability. I say this because it's so important to understand who you are as a person, what it is that you like, you don't like, what are your boundaries, what are your non-negotiables. That way you have an identity or have an idea of what your identity is in yourself, and it keeps you away from opportunities that are detrimental to who you are, and encourages you to chase on new opportunities that add even more value to who you are. Number 10, drum rolls please. Take time to reflect on your journey. I think this one is just as important as the other 9 advice that I have shared. Take time to reflect on your journey. We only have the present. I know we are so caught up in thinking about what does the future hold for me. I shouldn't have done this in regards to my past, and we lose focus and we lose sight on our present moment. I think it's very important to stay present, acknowledge where you are, wherever you find yourself, because that changes with time. And when that change comes and you go into bigger and better things for yourself, I think it's super, super important to sit down, take some time out of your day, and really, really reflect on how far you've come, because it's a great motivator. It's also a great way to keep track of your journey and also appreciate the current position you find yourself in, even if it's not where you really, really want to be, but you know that you're also actively working towards that lifestyle that you want. So take time to reflect on your journey and really, really appreciate it, because it will not be like this. It wouldn't be like this forever. So be so proud of yourself. Be your biggest cheerleader in that reflection moment, that whether it's like a monthly thing, a semi-monthly thing, whatever it is that works for you. I typically like to make video diaries. Sometimes I like to journal. Sometimes I just like to talk to God, and just talk to myself about how far I've come, laugh about it, cry about it, let all the emotions and the feelings out, and reassess myself and reevaluate where I'm going to. It's really great if you're trying to clear your head and realign to what goal that you are trying to achieve. So I really hope you've enjoyed listening to all that I've had to say today. I hope that it has impacted you and your daily life. Please let me know in the comments which of the advice here has been really significant to you and what you're looking to start doing as you progress through life. I really hope that this series would be very impactful for you positively, and I hope that we can all share our experiences and continue to grow in this community, because you deserve to take up space, and I am so excited for what is to come for you. So I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you like, you comment, you share, you subscribe, and we all meet again in my next video. So I love you all. Take care of yourselves and have a nice day.